Hello everyone, I am Suresh Markar, pursuing my BE at Sri Venkateswara College of Engineering, and today we are going to discuss about the embedded system hardware. So let's dive into the topic. So starting with the basics, what is an embedded system? An embedded system is a combination of computer hardware and a software designed to perform a specific function or to execute a specific task. Embedded system may also function within larger systems. The systems can be programmable or they have a fixed functionality within them. Embedded systems are designed to control many different devices starting from small sensors to the real-time control systems used on a NASA space probe. All these devices use a combination of software as well as the hardware components, as I've explained you earlier. Each component is designed to provide higher efficiency and is designed for future extension and expansion. An embedded system, they use peripherals to communicate to the outside world. And ARM processor, they are the processors which control the embedded system. They contain a core within them. And lastly, the memory. The embedded system requires some amount of memory to store and execute the data. The memory should be fast, large, and at the same time it should be inexpensive. Coming to the three components of an embedded system, the first one is hardware, second is application software, and third is RTOs, that is real-time operating system. So here is a block diagram of an embedded system given. It consists of inputs, outputs, microcontroller, and at the bottom series wireless communication that has to be established. So the instructions or the information are given to the microcontroller through input devices such as keypad, sensor, switches, or any other input devices. The information is carried to the microcontroller with the help of buses. Buses are the type of devices that are used to carry information from one place to another place or from one device to some other device. The series wireless communication that has to be established is also passed on the microcontroller. The microcontroller is an inbuilt RAM, ROM, or EEPROM. So then after executing, the information is then passed on to the outputs which are seen by the user with the help of display, solenoid, and motor. So coming to the next topic, hardware components of an embedded system. It consists of power supply, processor, timer counters, memory, the communication port, circuit used in apps. So coming to the first one, power supply. An embedded system requires power supply to function. It's not only the embedded system, but every electronic gadgets that are used require power supply to function. So the embedded system requires typically a 5-volt power supply or a power supply that ranges from 1.8 volts to 3.3 volts. It should lie in this range because for the functioning of the smooth and continuous functioning of the embedded systems, where the source can be a battery or a wall adapter. The next thing, processor. It's a central part of any embedded system. It decides the performance of the system. The processor available are 8-bit, 16-bit, and 32-bit, as you all are familiar with it. The smaller application for the embedded system require lesser bit, and large applications require higher bit processor in the embedded systems. Coming to the next one, timer controllers. So some applications require a delay, like consider an example of LED display apps. So the required so that the LED can continue to blink. For this purpose, timers are used in embedded system. So coming to the next thing, memory. There are two types of memory present in the microcontroller. Those are RAM and ROM. RAM is a volatile memory and ROM is a code memory or a non-volatile memory which is traceable. The next thing, communication port. The interface that allows you to communicate with other embedded systems. So it basically helps you to communicate with other embedded systems. Multiple types of communication interfaces are available that includes UART, USB, Ethernet, RS-485, and many others. So the next thing, circuits used in apps. So while designing an embedded system, many of the hardware components can be used. According to the app used in an embedded system, the circuit is selected. So after knowing all these concepts, so we'll be eager to know how does an embedded system actually work. So they always function as a part of a complete device. That's what is meant by the term embedded. They are low cost, low power consuming small computers that are embedded in other mechanical or electrical systems. They comprise a processor, power supply and memory and other communication ports as I've explained you earlier in detail. Embedded system uses the communication ports to transfer the data between the processor and peripheral devices to establish a communication. The processor may be a microprocessor or a microcontroller. Microprocessors are the use separate integrated circuits for memory and peripherals instead of including them all on a chip, whereas microcontrollers are simply microprocessors with peripheral interfaces and integrated memory included in them. Both can be used, but microprocessors typically require more support circuitry than microcontrollers because there is less integrated into the processor. Next, discussing about the interrupt controllers. When a peripheral or device requires attention, it sends interrupt to the processors. There are two types of interrupt controllers in the ARM processors. Those are namely SIC and VIC. SIC, which stands for Stand Up Interrupt Controller, and VIC, which stands for Vector Interrupt Controller. So SIC sends an interrupt signal to the processor core when an external device is requesting for the services to be accessed. It can be programmed to ignore or mask an individual devices or many set of devices that are connected. Next, coming to the VIC, they provide more functionality than the standard interrupt controller. Along with the masking functionality, it also provides the functionality to prioritize the interrupts. Coming to the advantages and disadvantages of an embedded system. So advantages are they are easy for mass production, they are highly reliable, they have very few connections within them, they are small in size, which makes them compact and easy to handle, they are less expensive and as have fast operations. And there are some of the disadvantages that are they are hard for maintenance as it is used and through device. It has no technological improvement, less power supply durability if it is operated by the battery, and hard to take backup of the embedded files. Thank you everyone. I hope you understood all the topics that I have covered in this presentation and hope you enjoyed learning. Thank you.